Welcome to Sriram's IAS. The topic for today's discussion is Article 200. That is, the governors assent to state bills. So, Article 200 deals with the governors assent to the state bills. So, let us understand the provisions, constitutional provisions regarding the powers of the governor regarding the state bills, that is both ordinary and money bills. Okay, as you all know, a bill becomes an act after being passed by both the houses of the state legislature. In case of unicameral legislature, you have only legislative assembly, that is Vidhan Sabha, and in case of bicameral legislature, you have both the houses, that is the Legislative Assembly, Vidhan Sabha, and Legislative Council, Vidhan Parishad. Right now, out of 28 states, 6 states have Legislative Councils, that is Vidhan Parishad, namely Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Bihar. Okay. So out of the 28 states, only 6 states have bicameral legislature, that is Legislative Council. Okay. That is Vidhan Parishad. Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Bihar. Okay. So, the Supreme Court recently, has asked the Attorney General, the highest law officer in the country, regarding the governor's inaction regarding the state bills. Okay. So, what happened? So, Tamil Nadu state legislature has passed 12 bills. Has passed 12 bills Tamil Nadu state legislature has passed 12 bills. 12 bills mostly regarding to education, that is higher education and regarding the appointment process of vice chancellors. The appointment process of vice chancellors in the state universities. So, after passing, Tamil Nadu state legislative assembly, Tamil Nadu state legislature is unicameral. It has only legislative assembly, that is Vidhan Sabha. So, after passing the 12 bills, the bills were sent to the governor for his assent. Okay. And governor first his assent between January 2020 to April 2023. Okay. So, these bills were sent to the governor for his assent after being passed by legislative assembly. The governor sat indefinitely on the bills. So, meanwhile, the Tamil Nadu government approached the court, Supreme Court, regarding the perceived inaction of the governor. Okay. Now the governor quickly referred 2 of the bills to the president and proceeded with withholding the remaining 10 bills. Meanwhile, after that, the Tamil Nadu state legislature, that is the assembly, has repassed the 10 bills and sent it again to the repassed the 10 bills in a special session and sent it again to the governor for his assent. Okay. Now the governor has referred all the 10 bills to the president. Okay. The president subsequently has given his assent to 2 bills and rejected 7 bills and proceeded with or he did not consider the remaining two bills. Okay. So once the bills are repassed, state bills are repassed by the state assembly, then the governor does not have any option, or the governor has only the option to give his assent. He can only give his assent to the bills. Now, let us try to understand what are the options or the legislative procedure regarding ordinary and money bills, and the power of the governor regarding the assent of ordinary bills and money bills. Okay. So, as you all know, regarding the ordinary bill, that is, it is a proposed legislation containing ordinary matters. Okay, that is ordinary bill. Ordinary bill. In which house, or the ordinary bill, can it be originated in both the houses in case of bicameral legislature, or it should be originated only in legislative assembly? Okay. So the ordinary bill can originate in either house. Can originate in either house. That is, in case of bicameral legislature, it can originate in state assembly and state and legislative council, that is Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. So it can originate in either house and introduced either by a minister or private member. Okay. So it can be introduced in either house or introduced either by minister or private member. So it goes through first, second and third readings. Okay. It goes through first, second and third readings. So after the bill is passed by the originating house, it is transmitted to the second house for consideration and passage. Okay. It can be, as you know, the ordinary bill can be introduced in either house and it can be introduced either by minister or private member. Okay. So it goes through all the three stages, that is first reading, second reading and third reading. And once it is passed by the originating house, that is the legislative assembly or legislative council, it is transmitted to the second house for consideration and passage. A bill is deemed to have been passed by state legislature only when both the houses have agreed. Okay. So both the houses should pass the bill in case of bicameral legislature. Okay. Both the houses have agreed to it either with or without amendment. In case of unicameral legislature like Tamil Nadu, a bill passed by legislative assembly is deemed or is sent directly to be passed by the governor for his assent. That is, it is deemed to be passed by both the houses. Okay. So it is sent to the governor for his assent. So now the bill, what happens to the bill in the second house after it is being passed by the first house? In the second house also the bill passes through three readings, that is first reading, second reading and third reading. And four options are available for the council, that is legislative council, Vidhan Parishad. Four options are available. What are the four options? The legislative council can pass the bill without amendments, pass with amendments and return it to the assembly for reconsideration. Okay. So it can pass without amendments, pass with amendments and return it to the assembly, that is legislative assembly for reconsideration, and reject the bill altogether or may not take any action and keep it pending for 3 months. Okay. So these are the four options. That is, a bill when passed from legislative assembly and transferred to the legislative council. The legislative council, after the bill going through the three readings, it has four options available. That is, it can pass without amendments, it can pass with amendments and return it to the assembly for its reconsideration. It can reject the bill altogether. It may not take any action or keep it pending for 3 months. If passed without any amendments, then it is sent to the governor for his assent. Okay, so the council is accepting the bill passed by the legislative assembly, so it is not making any amendments, and so the bill passed by both the houses will be sent to the governor for his assent. In case of second, that is, pass with amendments and return to the assembly for reconsideration and reject the bill altogether and may not take any action. and keep it pending for 3 months. In the second, third and fourth option, the assembly may pass the bill again and transmit to the council again. If the council passes the bill with amendments not acceptable to the assembly or rejects the bill altogether or keeps the bill pending for 1 month. Okay. So, after in the second, third and fourth options, that is, the assembly will again pass the bill and transmit it to the council again. If the council passes the bill with amendments not acceptable to the assembly or rejects the bill altogether or keeps the bill pending for 1 month, then the bill is considered to have been passed by both the houses. Okay. So the ultimate power to pass the bill lies with the assembly, and the council can keep it pending for the maximum of 4 months. That is 3 in the first instance and 1 in the second instance. So the ultimate power to pass a bill is with the assembly, and the council can keep it pending for a maximum of 4 months. That is 3 in the first instance and 1 month in the second instance. So the maximum of 4 months the council can keep it pending. But the ultimate power lies with the assembly. So after 4 months, it is deemed to have been passed by the assembly. So the constitution, does the constitution provide for a joint sitting? No. The constitution does not provide for a joint sitting to resolve the disagreement over the bill. That is state bills. Okay. So the constitution does not provide a joint sitting for resolving the disagreement over the bill. Now, after it is being passed by the council, that is, a bill becomes an act after being passed by both the houses and receiving the assent of the governor. So after being passed by both the houses, so it is sent to the governor for his assent. What are the alternatives? So the governor has 4 alternatives. That is, he gives his assent to the bill and then the bill becomes a law, act. Okay. He withholds his assent, then the bill ends or dies. He returns the bill for reconsideration of the house. Okay. He reserves the bill for the consideration of the president. He returns the bill for reconsideration. He reserves the bill for consideration of the president. Okay. So, what are the 4 alternatives that the governor has when the bill is passed by both the houses and sent to him for his assent? He gives his assent to the bill, then the bill becomes an act or law. Withholds his assent, then the bill ends or dies. Returns the bill for the consideration, reconsideration, returns the bill for reconsideration of the houses or house. If it is again passed by the house with or without amendments, then the governor must give his assent. Okay? Then the governor must give his assent. That is, once the governor returns the bill for reconsideration of the house, and if the house again passes the bill with or with amendments, then the governor must have to give his assent and also reserve the bill for the consideration of the president. So, a bill reserved by the governor for the consideration of the president has 3 alternatives. He can give his assent to the bill, he can withhold his assent to the bill, and he can return the bill for reconsideration of the house. In the case of reconsideration, if returned, the house must reconsider it within 6 months. Whether it is obligatory for the governor to give his assent or not to such a reconsidered bill is not mentioned in the constitution. Okay. So, after the governor returning the bill for reconsideration, it should be considered by the house, or the houses must reconsider it within 6 months. And after that, whether it is obligatory for the president to give his assent or not is to such a reconsidered bill is not mentioned in the constitution. So these are the options that the president has. That is, he can give his assent to the bill, he can withhold his assent to the bill, he can return the bill for reconsideration of the house. If the returned bill, if returned, then the house must reconsider the bill within 6 months. Whether it is obligatory for the president to give his assent or not to such a reconsidered bill is not mentioned in the constitution. So, this is regarding the ordinary bill. What about the money bill? Money bill, money bill, that is the bill relating to any of the provisions mentioned in Article 110. Okay, Article 110. So, if a bill contains any of the provisions or all of the provisions contained in Article 1110, then it is called a money bill. Like the provisions relating to taxation, withdrawal of the money from the Consolidated Fund of India, okay, etc. Contingency Fund of India, Public Accounts of India, etc. Okay, so a money bill. In which house a money bill can originate? Whether it can originate in Lok Sabha, Legislative Assembly or Legislative Council or both. Okay, so a money bill can only be introduced in the Assembly on the recommendation of the Governor. Okay, unlike the ordinary bill which can be introduced in either houses. Okay, and prior recommendation of the Governor is not required. The money bill can only be introduced in the Assembly on the recommendation of the Governor. Assembly only. Okay, and can only be introduced by a minister as it is a government bill. So, unlike the ordinary bill which can be introduced both by minister and by private member, money bill can be introduced only by a minister as it is a government bill. Okay, so it can be only introduced in the Assembly on the recommendation of the Governor and only introduced by the minister since it is a government bill. So what happens after the Lok Sabha passes the bill? After the Legislative Assembly passes the bill, it is transmitted to the Legislative Council for its consideration. Okay, the Legislative Council has restricted powers with regarding to the money bill. The council cannot reject. The council, that is Legislative Council, cannot reject or amend a money bill, but it can only make recommendation and must return the bill within 14 days. Okay, so once the bill passed by the Legislative Assembly is transmitted to the Legislative Council for its consideration, the Legislative Council has restricted powers with regarding to the money bill, that is, it cannot reject or amend money bill. The council can only make recommendations and must return the money bill within 14 days. If the assembly accepts the recommendation of the council, then the bill is passed in the modified form. If it rejects the recommendations, then the bill is considered to have been passed in the original form. If the council does not return the bill within 14 days, then the bill is considered to have been passed by both the houses in original form. Okay, so unlike the ordinary bill, the money bill, regarding the money bill, the Legislative Council has restricted powers. Okay, so regarding the ordinary bill, it has power to reject and amend, but money bill, the Legislative Council cannot reject or amend the money bill, and it can only make recommendations and must return the bill within 14 days. Okay, so if the assembly accepts the recommendations, then the bill is considered to have been passed in the modified form. If it rejects the recommendation, then the bill is considered to have been passed in the original form. If the council does not return the bill within 14 days, then the bill is considered to have been passed by both the houses in the original form. Okay, so after passed by both the houses, that is Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council, and sent to the Governor for his assent. So what are the alternatives? The Governor has three alternatives. He can give his assent to the bill, he can withhold his assent to the bill, he reserves the bill for the President's assent. The Governor cannot return the bill for reconsideration of the House, unlike the ordinary bill where the Governor can return the bill for reconsideration of the House. Regarding the money bill, the Governor cannot return the bill for reconsideration of the House because the money bill is introduced with the prior recommendation of only on the prior recommendation of the Governor. So the Governor has three alternatives regarding the money bill, that is regarding his powers related to the money bill, that is powers of assent. So he can give his assent to the bill, he can withhold his assent to the bill, he can reserve the bill for consideration of the President. The Governor cannot return the bill for reconsideration of the House as it is introduced with the prior recommendation of the Governor. So when the money bill is reserved for the consideration of the President, then the President can has three alternatives. He can give his assent, he can withhold his assent. The President cannot return the bill for reconsideration of the House. Okay, so he can give his assent, he can withhold his assent, and the President cannot return the bill for the reconsideration of the House. So this is regarding the ordinary bill and money bill. That is the power of the governor regarding the assent to the ordinary bill and money bill. Okay, so once the state bills are repassed by the state legislature, the governor must give his assent. Okay, so this is regarding the Article 200, the power of the governor to give assent to the bills. Thank you.